Hello, dear distinguished people. My name is Dr. Abdelghani Fawad Hussain. Welcome to a new lecture from our training course. The complete collection of search engine optimization strategy templates with step-by-step instructions. How to set up and install Google Analytics 4 with Google Tag Manager. If you want to measure the performance of your website, you must use some web analytics tool. Google Analytics 4 is one of them. It allows you to see things like the number of sessions, visitors, most popular traffic sources, etc. To get started first, you need to install G4 on a website, and in this blog post, I will show you how to do that. Here's the process of how to install Google Analytics 4 with Google Tag Manager. Create a new G4 property. Create a data stream. In this blog post, I focused on the web stream. Copy the measurement id. Create a Google Analytics 4 configuration tag. Paste the measurement id and set the tag to fire on all pages. Preview test the new tag. Publish the changes in Google Tag Manager. If you are currently using the older version of Google Analytics, what if you already use the older version of Google Analytics on your website? Should you ditch it completely and replace it with Google Analytics 4? Should you use them both? In a nutshell, Google Analytics 3, Universal Analytics, stops collecting data on July 1st, 2023. That's why you have to switch to another tool, G4, as soon as possible. This article is your first step of the migration process. Create a Google Analytics 4 property data stream. If you want to create a new Google Analytics 4 property and you are not using the upgrade to G4 option, then go to the admin section of your Google Analytics interface by clicking the admin at the bottom left corner, and then in the property section, click Create Property. Then enter the name of your property. It might be the name of your website, of your company, a brand, etc. Choose your company's country, reporting time zone, and the main currency that your business operates in. Then press Next and answer several questions. Then you will need to select your business objectives. Based on these choices, the reports that you will have in the interface will change too. To make things simpler right now, select Get Baseline Reports. Click Create. The next step to complete is to configure your first data stream. It is a data source from which events will be sent to your Google Analytics 4 property. You can have multiple data sources in a single property. For example, 3 web properties, one for Android app and one for an iOS app. In this blog post, I will focus on a web stream. Select it. Then enter the URL of your website. For example, 8 taps, my website, com. Note that the protocol hotapps is already selected. After that, enter the name of your website. When you create a web data stream in Google Analytics 4, you have the option to disable enhanced measurement. It is designed to help marketers get as many events in the reports as possible without the need to cooperate with developers or configure them in Google Tag with developers or configure them in Google Tag Manager. By default, this feature is enabled and will automatically track the following events: page view, event name, page view, scroll, event name, scroll, outbound link click, event name, click with the parameter outbound, site search, event name, view search results, video engagement, events, video start, video progress, video complete, file download, event name, file download, form events, form start, form submit. If you want, you can enable events individually. You can do that by clicking the gear icon in the Enhanced Measurement section and then clicking the toggle buttons. When you're ready, press the Create Stream button. Install Google Analytics 4 with Google Tag Manager. When you create a data stream, web, you will see a measurement ID. At the top right corner, you will see the tracking ID of your new property. Copy it. We'll need to use it in Google Tag Manager. By the way, if you ever get lost in the G4 interface and you need to revisit this page, go to Admin Tay Data Streams and choose your most recently created stream, and then you will return to the same window that I have displayed in the screenshot above. Then go to your Google Tag Manager container. If you haven't worked with it, here's a tutorial on how to get started. It tags New and choose G4 configuration. In the Measurement ID field, enter the ID that you copied in the G4 interface. Keep the Send a Page View event when this configuration loads if you want to automatically track page views. Usually that's okay, keep it enabled. Still, in some situations, e.g., on single-page applications, it is more recommended to disable the page view checkbox and create just a standalone configuration tag. You can read more about that here. In the triggering section, select all pages and then name the tag, e.g., G4 Page View. Check the debug view in Google Analytics 4. Enable the preview mode to test your changes. Once you enable the preview mode, you should see the new G4 tag among the tags that fired. Once you configure your events, it's time to test them. The primary feature built for debugging G4 data is the Debug View section. Head over to your Google Analytics 4 account admin need debug view. Most likely, you will not see any data there yet. That's because that data in the debug view is visible only when the debug view is visible only when the debug mode in G4 is enabled. Do not mix this with the GTM preview and debug mode. They are two different beasts. To enable the debug mode in G4, you have several options. Any of them will work. Enable the GDebugger Chrome extension. Send a debug mode parameter together with an event. Have enabled Google Tag Manager's preview mode on a page that you're debugging. In the case of the first option, install the extension here and then click its icon so you can see the on ribbon. From this moment, you will start seeing your events coming into debug view. The other option is to send a debug mode parameter with every event that you wish to see in the debug view. In Google Tag Manager, you can do that by opening the G4 configuration tag and adding the following parameter. If the debug mode parameter contains any value, the event will be seen in debug view. If you are using a hard-coded G tag, JES, here are the instructions for including the debug mode parameter. But since we are working with Google Tag Manager, having the GTM preview mode enabled automatically sets the debug mode to true. Thus, the data will start appearing in the G4 debug view. When you start seeing data in the debug view, you can click on every individual event, and then a list of parameters will be displayed. Click on that parameter to see the value that was received by G4. Now that is some granular debugging. However, I have noticed some delays between the event actually happening on a website and then appearing in debug view. Sometimes I have to wait for several minutes until the data come in. That's a bit unfortunate, and hopefully the team behind Google Analytics 4 will improve this in the future. Sometimes refreshing debug views page helps too. Also, ensure you have selected the correct debug device in the top left corner. If multiple visitors have enabled the debug view, e.g., they all have enabled the Chrome extension, you will see multiple devices there, and it might require some time to find yourself. This especially applies to my blog, when many of my readers have enabled the gay debugger extension, and I have to guess which device, out of the other 15, is mine. Anyway, once you start seeing data in Debug View, things will look like this. Publish your changes in Google Tag Manager. Once you made sure that the data is coming in and it is displayed properly, you should submit your GA4 changes in the GTM container and publish it. You can do that by clicking the Submit button in the top right corner and then completing all the other steps that the user interface asks you to do. After that, you should soon start seeing the new data coming in your real-time reports as well. Google Analytics for real-time reports. On the left sidebar of the Google Analytics 4 interface, go to Real-Time. This is where you will see the data coming into your reports. Unlike in the previous version, Universal Analytics, the new report offers you capabilities to see the data on a much more granular level. First, you will see a map and a bunch of cards with traffic sources, the most popular events, and the number of users in the last 30 minutes. You can also take a look at the snapshot of an individual user. You can do that by clicking the View User Snapshot button in the top right corner.